There has never been a president that ran for president that didn't think about himself so much that they were not a narcissist. So let's set that part aside. No one's running to think, I'm going to be the leader of the free world, and you're very, I'm just a regular, no. So
well,
let's set that part aside.
I would say perhaps in the later half of the 20th century.
No, listen, the moment media came out, you're not going to become a president without that.
Anybody who runs for Congress has narcissism in it.
You have to have it.
But Trump's level of narcissism is on a whole nother level.
Off the fucking charts.
But I agree with what you're saying, but
it's not off the charts, guys.
In this video, Joe Walsh rips through Patrick Bet-David's pathetic Trump defense, and things just get real messy real fast. PBD will just try to downplay Trump's narcissism, blaming the masses for being manipulated. But Joe Walsh just isn't having any of it. He calls out all the emotional gymnastics he's pulling, the constant deflections, and the idea that voting against Trump is somehow irrational. It's one of those moments where the deflection just can't save you anymore. And yeah, it just shows. So make sure to watch till the end to see how Joe Walsh rips through Patrick Bet-David's pathetic Trump defense.
It's not the only difference between Trump and everybody else is Trump can't hide it. Others can. Okay? So don't get twisted like these other guys are extreme.
Nobody else is putting their names across buildings like Trump is.
Brother,
okay, Barack Obama.
Rockefeller Railroad.
I think all the congressmen are all narcissists. Of course, you need to have a certain level of ego to say, I'm the man for the job.
I'm telling you right now, the part that we all have a hard time is when the masses confuse us and we bought into something that was a lie all along.
Who are you talking about the masses, though? Who's the masses?
Masses? Are you like masses? Every single mainstream media every day talked about that he colluded in Russia. That's the masses. Everywhere you went, everybody said that was the case. Everybody you ever spoke to, that's the case. They started flipping people on his own side to start believing maybe there was an involvement in there. Everybody. So that is the masses. The minority was that sitting there saying, I don't know, man. I think we got to kind of like, isn't the system innocent until proven guilty? Is it guilty until proven innocent? What is the system here? And then that became the MO against who? Everybody. Kavanaugh, him, Clarence. Everybody is guilty until proven innocent. That system's not cool to approach. So, yes, the masses.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that.
The masses confused so many voters. And voters sat there and said, maybe they're right. Maybe they're right. Look, so when my parents got a divorce, both sides told me bad things about the other side, okay? My mother's family would say, your dad is this, your dad is that, your dad is this, your dad is that, your dad is this. And I'm in the middle. I'm like, no, he's not. No, he's not. But they said it every freaking day. No, he's not. And then my dad's family, your mom is this, your mom is that, your mom is this, your mom is this, my mom. I said, no, I know this about my mom, and I know this about my dad. You ain't going to convince me on all the other stuff. So I finally had to say, listen, I don't really care about you guys that much. I care about my mom. I care about my dad. I don't care about you. You're secondary to me. My mom and my dad matter. All of you guys are secondary. If you want to have any kind of a relationship with me, you better respect my mom. You better respect my dad. If you can't do it, don't call me. Just don't talk to me. I don't need a friendship with you. I don't need a relationship with you.
This is family you're talking to?
I need a relationship with my parents. I don't need a relationship with you. I'm going to be okay.
Alright, so PBD tries to smooth over Trump's narcissism by saying that the only real difference is that Trump just can't hide it. Like, come on, what? That's not even some minor distinction. That's literally the whole issue. Trump flaunts it, thrives on it, and makes it his entire brand. And then Adam jumps in, actually landing a solid point. Nobody else is out here plastering their names on buildings like Trump is. But then PBD just spirals into this whole masses rant. Like suddenly it's not about Trump anymore. It's about media conspiracies and the entire country being duped. He even starts ranting about how everyone thought Trump colluded with Russia.
What's the moral of the story here? It's very, very hard to be able to sit there and process issues from both sides and still not let your emotions get caught up. I think Joe's emotions got caught up. That's all I'm saying.
Go back to my initial question. If you were Joe's consigliere, like if you were Joe's biz doc to you, what would you have told him?
Take a month before you make that kind of a big decision. Take a lot longer and process it with a bunch of other people before you make a statement like that, because you actually have influence.
Well, it sounds like it took him 2 years to make that decision.
No, that's not how this works, man. That's not how this thing works. Because
it did.
I get that. All I'm saying is behind closed doors, you have to process that with people that you respect to say, here's where I'm at, okay? And you can't just have all the people behind closed doors, people that 100% agree with you.
You
Time out. And again, this is the part I don't know, because I don't know Joe that way. All I'm saying is when you jump like that.
Time out. But again, to Adam's point, Pat, the fucking jump didn't happen in a night. When Trump got elected in 2016 and I'm supporting him, I've got an uneasy feeling. And it took the course of 2 years before I finally said that's it. And so, my wife, my lovely wife who's listening to us right now, in many ways begged me not to. Most of it, my advisors begged me not to. Most of my political consigliories begged me not to. Every general manager of every fucking radio station I was on begged me to stop.
So people were in your ear saying, Joe, don't go against him. Don't go against Trump. Don't do this. This isn't the move.
I can't.
But you did it anyway.
Michelle Bachmann, Jim Jordan, many of my former colleagues in Congress, Mark Meadows called me, begged me to stop. I can't think of anybody, Pat, who advised me to do what I did. So I was in a room for 2 years with people saying, come on, Joe, what the fuck? We can ride this out. Yeah, Jim Jordan and Mark Meadows, people would call me privately. I know Trump's a fucking ass, but you know what? We can get through this. We can get by it. Blah, blah, blah. Hang in there. The party's going to be fine. So I didn't have people begging me to do this.
But you saw some kind of an opportunity to do that.
You
saw some kind of an opportunity to do that.
Let me. And by the way, I respect the hell out of you, and I love your background, and I love what you have accomplished. We all have strengths and flaws. I was not born with a fucking money gene. I've never been driven by money, much to my wife's chagrin. So, look, I'm a cause guy. If you look through my life, generally, everything I've done, it's been cause-driven, and I do what I believe is right, no matter where I'm going to sit financially.
You were a social worker at one point.
I was a social worker. I was a teacher. I mean, I've never been driven by money.
So PBD tries to hit Joe with this whole "you acted emotionally" card, as if Joe just rage quit MAGA overnight without thinking it through. But Joe calmly lays it out that it took him 2 full years of grappling with Trump's behavior before he finally bailed. And PBD just brushes past that and just keeps saying that's not how this works. Dude, Joe literally did that work. He didn't just jump, he wrestled with it. He got pushed back by everyone around him and still stood by what he felt was the right call. That's not emotion, that's just conviction.
So go back to the question when you say I don't regret voting for Biden.
For one reason.
So if
what's the reason?
The only reason is I wanted Trump to lose. I didn't vote for Biden because I like Biden.
You said it was an anti-vote.
Yeah, but that's not
completely.
But that's not so to me the anti-vote, and we've had this conversation as well many times. I think the anti-vote is an emotional vote. I think I'm being straight up with you.
Mm-hmm. Every vote is.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think most votes are. You're right. Most votes are. But I think the logical vote is more the for vote. The emotional vote is the anti-vote.
Bullshit.
I think so. Great. We can debate that and talk about it. I think the logical, for example, you hire somebody in a company and you bring the guy on board and you sit there and you say, well, let me tell you, man, I really like this guy. If I really liked a person I was hiring, I'd hire my niece. She's 14 years old. I like her a lot. I'd hire my nephew. But I'm hiring somebody to get the job done, okay? So when you hire somebody to get the job done, you don't say, oh my gosh, I'd love to go get hammered with this guy and party with this guy and play dominoes with this guy. You sit there and you say, this guy's going to get the job done, period, okay? So if you can and by the way, I've made the mistake of the other way around. I spent the first 10 years of my career in sales working with people I only liked. I spent the last 10 years of my business working with people that I knew could get the job done, not just people that I liked all the time. Now, if I can like them and they can get the job done, guess what? We got a friendship. We got a relationship, and that's lifelong. But I think when you say the only reason I voted for Biden is the against vote, I think that's where the emotion is. I don't think you're alone, by the way. I think a lot of people voted the way you did.
I think you could have voted for Trump or voted against him based on emotion or based on reason, whatever. Mm-hmm. Statistically, the data shows that people generally vote for president. It tends to be an emotional vote. When you vote for your member of Congress or your mayor or your state rep, it tends to be more, what are you doing about the potholes? Mm-hmm. But generally, when Americans vote for president, it's an emotional vote. Pat, you talk about getting the job done. Look, again, I'm a conservative. I disagree with almost everything Biden's done. There were things Trump did that I liked policy-wise. There were things he did I didn't like. But the job of a president is to do a lot of things, and he did a lot of things bad. He didn't get the job.
Such as making sure, the most important job of a president is to make sure that the laws of the United States are faithfully executed, to not be above the law. Donald Trump repeatedly acted like he was above the law. Every time when Obama was president, and we didn't pass a fucking law and Obama didn't like it, what would we always criticize Obama for?
Executive order.
The pen, the phone. Trump did the same fucking thing. He couldn't get his wall passed, money for his wall passed through the appropriate process, so just sign a fucking executive order. Trump did a number of those. They both do. I mean, both sides do it, but Trump did a lot of that as well.
So wrapping this up, PBD really tried to spin Joe's anti-Trump vote into some kind of emotional tantrum, and Joe just shot that down with straight facts. He's a conservative who still voted against Trump because, like he said, the guy acted like he was above the law. That's not emotional, that's just paying attention. And even when PBD tried to drag it back with some hiring metaphor about getting the job done, Joe just stayed locked in. He wasn't even voting out of feelings. He was voting based on what he saw, which was a president who bulldozed laws and used executive power like a cheat code, which just proves how unbiased Joe is towards these topics. And speaking of bias, are you getting tired of getting news from biased news sources? One outlet says one thing and another says the complete opposite? How are you supposed to know what's actually true? That's where ground news comes in. It lets you compare how different media outlets, whether it's left, right, or center, are covering the same story, so you can see the full picture instead of just the echo chamber. And here's the best part. Click the link in the description and get a 40% off the Vantage tier, which gives you even deeper insights in media bias and political trends. So stay informed, think for yourself, and check out ground news in the description down below.